and I just sat on the couch. I watched Santa Claus the movie.
Yeah, how was it? Is it as good as we remember?
No,
Oh
but
no.
but it's still delightful in its way.
Okay.
Like,
what's the plot of it again?
Santa becomes Santa.
Okay.
Santa becomes Santa, right? Like, and everything's going fine. And Dudley Moore is this elf that has like ideas, and he wants to like modernize things and change, you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, the story takes place over like hundreds of years, and Santa keeps like brushing off Dudley Moore, right? He's like, oh, Pat, and then they give Dudley Moore the opportunity to like industrialize the workshop and like have an assembly line for the toys and stuff, and then all the toys start falling apart. Like after they get to the kids, and I guess when parents throw toys away, they end up coming back down into the chimney in the North Pole, and the little like head elf was like, "We've never had this many returns before, Santa." And Santa is like, Santa, by the way, who is the Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Is like, oh no. And so then Dudley Moore takes off his assistant apron, and then he leaves the North Pole after like hundreds of years of working there because they're all immortal. He leaves the North Pole. He goes to New York City. John Lithgow. Okay. He's this really mean, like, toy guy. And Dudley Moore, as an elf, basically convinces him to manufacture these lollipops with elf dust that when kids eat them, they float.
What the fuck?
Okay. And so so they do this, and all Dudley Moore wants to do is to prove to Santa that he has ideas that are like worth using, right? And it backfires because John Lithgow, BZ, he's a toy magnate. He just wants to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
kind of like, I feel like just like Christopher Walken in Batman Returns. Just like that kind of role.
Very much like that. Very, very similar to that.
Yeah.
And then like there's an orphan kid, and there's a homeless orphan boy and a very wealthy orphan girl that become like friends, and that's like a side plot to all this. And they both end up on the sleigh with Santa, like at some point, like doing loop-de-loops around New York City. And then
I think that's the scene I remember most.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then the orphan boy gets a fever from being out in the rain in New York City, and the girl takes him in, and she's like, "You can stay in the basement." And so they put him in the basement.
So they lock him away in the basement.
But the orphan girl's step uncle is John Lithgow, who he has one of his cronies come, and the kids over here, and so they end up kidnapping this boy who ends up in the basement of the toy company where Dudley Moore, as an elf, is making now not lollipops but candy canes with this elf dust formula that apparently need to be kept in cold storage because if they're anywhere near heat, they explode. But nobody tells Dudley Moore this. So Dudley Moore sees the kid and rescues him, and the kid's like all mad at Dudley Moore, the elf, because like, you ruined Santa Claus.
This is nowhere near what I remember.
He's like, yeah, no, this is it. He's like, oh, you ruined Santa Claus. And he's like, and then Dudley goes, I just wanted to prove to Santa Claus that I had good ideas. I didn't know this was going to happen.
Oh, I had good ideas.
Yeah. I had good ideas. So Santa has a sleigh, but Dudley Moore has like this flying car that flies on like gasoline and magic elf dust. Okay?
Sure. We'll go with it.
And they load all of these candy canes in the back of it because Dudley Moore's like, oh, well, I will bring them to Santa, so that he can distribute them next year. We're not going to give this like BZ guy John Lithgow, let him have them. Well, the car gets hot.
Okay.
So the little orphan girl is in the sleigh with Santa, and they're chasing after Dudley Moore and this kid. They're all trying to get back to the North Pole, and they're like trying to slow him down and stuff like that. Meanwhile, like that all ends up okay. Like nobody explodes, nobody dies, like everything's fine. Meanwhile, BZ, John Lithgow, has like all these government people coming for him because of his like nefarious like business practices. And in order to escape, this is how the movie ends. In order to escape persecution by the government, he eats a bunch of the candy canes that make you float. He ate way too many of them. And it ends with him in outer space going, "Aah!" And that's it.
Okay.
So, thank you. That's the movie.
Okay. I wonder if the VHS is still alive